Welcome back to Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. I'm your host, Lewis. Chapter 67. Practice ignoring your negative thoughts. It's been estimated that the average human being has around 50,000 thoughts per day. That's a lot of thoughts. Some of these thoughts are going to be positive and productive. Unfortunately, however, many of them are going to be negative, angry, fearful, pessimistic, worrisome. Indeed, the important question in terms of becoming more peaceful isn't whether or not you're going to have negative thoughts. You are. It's what you choose to do with the ones that you have. In a practical sense, you really have only two options when it comes to dealing with negative thoughts. You can analyze your thoughts, ponder, think through, study, think some more, or you can learn to just ignore them, dismiss, pay less attention to, not take too so seriously. This later option, learning to take your negative thoughts less seriously, is infinitely more effective in terms of learning to be more peaceful. When you have thought, any thought, that's all it is, a thought. It can't hurt you without your consent. For example, if you have a thought from your past, I'm upset because my parents didn't do a very good job. You can get into it, as many do, which will create inner turmoil for you. You can give the thought significance in your mind, and you'll convince yourself that you should indeed be unhappy. Or you can recognize that your mind is about to create a mental snowball, and you can choose to dismiss the thought. This does not mean that your childhood wasn't difficult. It may very well have been. But in this present moment, you have a choice of which thoughts to pay attention to. The same mental dynamic applies to thoughts of this morning. Even 5 minutes ago, an argument that happened a while you were walking out the door on your way to work is no longer an actual argument. It's a thought in your mind. This dynamic also applies to future-oriented thoughts of this evening, next week, or 10 years down the road. You'll find, in all cases, that if you ignore or dismiss a negative thought that fills your mind, a more peaceful feeling is only a moment away. And in a more peaceful state of mind, your wisdom and common sense will tell you what to do. This strategy takes practice, but is well worth the effort.